OMG, it's true. The birds are all gone. There are no birds in China. They just simply don't exist. They've all been eaten. What's that? Yeah, I think we need to talk about it. 大家好，我是 Surant 在中国. Hey everyone, it's Surant in China. I am once again out for one of my glorious, lovely bike rides. And I thought I'd share with you what I'm experiencing, what I'm seeing today, because there is a not news story, but a big stinking pile of you-know-what going around once again by some of our favorite anti-China YouTubers about how China is such a terrible place and such an impoverished place that there are literally no birds. None. They don't exist because the horrible, mean, and terrible Chinese people have eaten them all. Every one of them. So you never hear birds, you never see them flying, you never see them swimming in the lakes. That's all a big fat myth. So if that's all a myth, what am I seeing and hearing right now? Are these not birds? I mean, I can see little two-legged animals with wings hopping around eating seeds off the ground. I can see them flying between the trees. I can see egrets swimming in the water. And yet, if you believe social media, they would say that there aren't any. However, so you, sir, over there, what do you think about no birds left in China? I see. Not much to say about it. How about your friends over there? Yeah, no, they don't seem to have much to say about that either. How about over here? Well, let's take a closer look here. What about you guys? Any truth to the rumors that there are no birds in China? No? No? Well, let's go see if we can find somebody else to ask. Excuse me, sir, I'm asking some of the local residents about the lack of birds here in the park. Sorry, I'll get back to you soon. Just hold on, sir. I know, you don't need to yell. I'm talking to this guy right now. So, sir, are you finding a lack of birds here in China and specifically in this park? No. Geez, just wait a minute. I tell you, these people are so rude. They just want all the attention. Well, I'm not going to get any answers here. Let's move on and see if I can find somebody else willing to talk to me about this. Hey guys, I'm just checking up on some reports, getting a little feedback from the residents. Have you guys noticed that there are no birds here in the parks or in China in general? I'm just curious. There have been some recycled reports that there are no birds in China. Just wondered if you guys had anything to say about that. Anything? Anything at all? No? Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go find some more talkative friends. Hey guys, I'm just wondering if you'd be willing to comment on the fact that there are no birds in China. What's that? Well, there's a bird over there, really. You sure that's a bird? Nah, that's probably fake. That's a fake bird sound, right? What do you think, sir? Are there no birds in China? Is this just all a myth? Is the Chinese government lying? Have we eaten all the birds in China already? Yeah, look at all those no birds jumping around, enjoying some lunch. Yeah. Funny how they don't exist. There are. So where did this story, actually, no, not story, this big old steaming pile of doggy doo come from in the first place? Well, 100 years ago, China was a different place than it is now. That is very, very true. China was suffering with poverty, hunger, among other social problems. This is not new news. This is history. Anybody who took the time to look it up could see that. And at that time in history, it is very likely that due to the shortage of food, people needed to eat whatever they could find. That's why when you come to China and you see the incredible diversity in the menus that they eat here, they literally eat everything. And it's not because they ever thought, see that worm sticking up out of the sand on the beach? I bet you that's delicious. No. They looked at that worm sticking up out of the sand on the beach and thought, hey, the birds eat those. It's got to have some nutritional value. I have nothing else to eat, so I'm going to eat it. So when it came to wild birds, absolutely, those would have been on the menu out of pure necessity. Not out of anger or mischief or just being terrible people, but out of hunger, out of necessity. However, as you can very clearly hear all around me, I am literally surrounded by birds. And these are the little flying cute birds. There's doves nearby, there's pigeons, there are, I can't even identify all of the different little flying birds around. And they're not being very helpful. As much as they're very talkative, as you can clearly hear, they're not very photogenic. They don't like being on video, so they haven't really allowed me to film them much. The egrets are much more calm, and they let me film them more. But there are so many different varieties of birds in this park right now that for those clowns to make videos about how all the birds are gone, the Chinese people have eaten them all, they're terrible people, they've eaten the budgies, they've eaten the finches, they've eaten everything, is absolute crap. And they know it, but what they're doing is they're running out of ideas for anti-China propaganda, period. So they're having to recycle old news, and oftentimes it's old news that they've already made fake videos about, and they will just literally recycle those old videos again that they found from 50 years ago, 20 years ago, 40 years ago, whatever, and pass them off as being new. However, anybody who's paying attention would notice that, hey, if this is a new video in 2025, why does it look like it was shot on an iPhone 1 or worse, on the very first edition DV cam recorder? The quality is terrible. Do people not own good phones anymore? I mean, it's all a bunch of crap, and it's just all them recycling hate because they're running out of money. People are getting tired of their shtick. They're losing followers. They don't have new material. China is advancing so fast and in such an amazing way that it simply isn't possible to come up with new hate material on a daily basis. So they've got to go through the coffers and dig out these old dusty stories and repeat them again and again and again. I predict 100% that within the next month or two, those clowns will be doing another video about the deadly sewer oil. Every restaurant in China uses sewer oil. You're all going to die. Wah. Which is taken from videos that were shot 20 years ago that we don't even really know. There may have been people that were up to bad things and using sewer oil and selling it to restaurants, or they could have been selling it to legitimate recyclers and using it for any number of other products which are not edible, which is much more likely the case. But no, it's all sewer oil. It's all going into your belly. It's going to give you cancer and make you die. Bullshit. These guys are bullshit artists of the nth degree. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you their names or point out their YouTube channels. I am not going to do them that favor. They don't deserve the attention. They don't deserve a single solitary view. However, when I hear of these videos, I don't watch them myself. I will point it out. And I will make it clear that this lie that is perpetuating once again that there are no birds in China is simply that. It's just a lie. I mean, all it takes is opening your ears and opening your eyes, and you can see the exact same thing that I'm seeing. So there you go. As I was out for my bike ride this afternoon, I thought I would just kind of touch on this topic because it is something that's interesting, and it is once again proof of this dedicated campaign by the anti-China masses. They feed the fire of hatred by making these live videos, these anti-China videos, just so that people in their own miserable lives back in their trailer parks, wherever they happen to be, have something to guffaw about. They got no birds, they ate all their birds. Rip me off another piece of that there Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know, people who are miserable love to see stories about hate. That's where the saying comes from. Misery loves company. And it's absolutely true. So I do my best to try to dispel these myths and to share some of the truths. So there we go. I'm going to keep riding. If I see some more of these non-existent birdies around, I'll be certain to let you have a peek. But for now, I want to thank you all for joining me once again today. As always, I'm so thrilled with all the support I've been getting on the channel, and you can help. You can be a part of the channel. All it takes, and it's 100% free, is to hit that subscribe button below and throw this guy a thumbs up. It goes a huge way in helping YouTube to find my videos and share them with more people. And if you want to buy a cup of coffee, there's some links in the description and a super thanks button down there. By all means, I'd appreciate all the assistance. As I mentioned in a past video, I am no longer gainfully employed. This is it, baby, and I'm doing it all for you. Anyway, thanks everyone. We will see you in the next video. Zaijian.